Hey, welcome into Apprentice Football Coach's Corner. I'm Chris Sawyer. We're here with head football coach Vincent Brown. Coach, welcome back.
Hey Chris, how's it going?
Well, we're supposed to be talking about your season opener.
Yes.
Unfortunately, in today's world, sometimes things happen with the COVID protocols, and the game had to be canceled. But
as a head coach, we always got to be ready to adjust. And we got the call that St. Sebastian Elite, some of their players broke protocol and just put everybody at risk. And so for us, once we got the call, we had to make some decisions. Our guys, they reacted as a football team
Sure.
would for their first game. They were down for a while, and I just told them we just had to refocus, and this is the world that we live in with this pandemic era, and just to kind of refocus and get back on track. So
yeah, well, here we are. It's Brevard week now.
Yes,
so
sir.
we're, as you said, refocusing. So going up to Brevard College in North Carolina. They did get to play this week. They played shorter, but I believe it's a Division II team.
Division II.
Fell to them 38-14, but they had some offensive highlights. But what have you seen from them as we go into that week that you're looking at from that game at shorter?
Well, Brevard College, very familiar with them. We played them in 2019.
Right. Yeah.
It was an interesting scenario. We were up 2019 going into the third quarter, and then a tornado touched down right outside of where we were located. So we waited it out, but eventually they had to call the game. But Brevard College is a strong team, USA South team, picked number 2 in their rankings. And they have some really good teams, and we're familiar with that league, playing LaGrange College, Greensboro College, and also scrimmage in North Carolina Wesleyan just 2-3 weeks ago. And so we're up for the challenge. They're well coached, great coaching staff over there. And so we put the film on, and our guys are studying, focusing on what they need to do. But their team, they fly around on defense, some weapons on skill players, some weapons at receiver, and they do a good job up front with their protection. So what we have to do is just, as always, focus on what can we do to improve and eliminate the mistakes.
Sure. Well, you talk about that. They had their quarterback, the sophomore quarterback, he's 6'1", 225, good-sized kid. He actually threw for 217 yards, had a 40 as one of his long passes, but he had a receiver out there, 12 catches for 40 yards. So talk about that, because you're going to have to...
He's one of the better
Actually, let me take it back. That's their running back. They had two running backs. Yeah, they had two
Correct.
running backs who kind of had the bulk of the carries there, and then they had the wide receiver who's nine receptions for over 100 yards. So those are. I know you're a defensive guy. You've been looking at that.
Yeah, it's been all on his tape.
Do you stay in your own scheme, or are you looking? Okay, how do we take this guy out? I mean, we don't want to give away
Absolutely.
your what you want to do, but as a coach, what do you do when you see film like that? You know they've got some, like you said, some really good skill players.
Well, Chris, for us, we like to concentrate on what we do well. As a defensive unit, we go out, and instead of adjusting to everything that the offense is trying to throw at us, we kind of want that offense to try to adjust to what we're doing. And so that's what our guys are focused on. I know our DBs are up for the challenge, as well as our linebackers and defensive linemen. As you spoke about their receiver, he's one of the best receivers in their division, and we're going to have our hands full, but our guys are up for the task. I was talking to Xavier Hunter, and he just was ready to go. He was ready to go week 1, and just him and the DB group talking with Coach Stephen Evans. Those guys he's putting the challenge on their hands, and I believe if we can do that, and a lot of times just take care of your responsibility, do what the defense calls you to do, and then we'll have some success.
All right, Coach. Well, hey, we got another coach's profile coming up. This week it's the defense. Talking about the defense, Coach Nico Rogers coming in. Got a little task at hand, as you talked about. We're going to talk about him, learn about why he came to Apprentice, and what his expectation is for this week.
Absolutely.
All right, hey, this is Coach's Corner. We'll be right back with Coach's Profile with defensive coordinator Nico Rogers. Hey, welcome back into Apprentice Football Coach's Corner. We're here with our Coach's Profile section. We've got defensive coordinator Coach Nico Rogers. Coach, welcome in.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, guys sat out last week, a little COVID issue with the other team, but you're going up against an offense. They didn't take the win, Brevard, but they scored 17 points. Looked like they got a good receiver. Before we get into your background, what's your assessment of going into your opening weekend here at Brevard College?
Well, of course, we want to stay true to who we are. First and foremost, fly around, all 11 hats to the ball, play with some intensity, some aggression, just be disciplined also as far as what we do and control what we can't control. And actually to go against that, we want to dictate what the offense do instead of us adjusting to them. So we're going to go into the game looking to, of course, stop the run. We got some things dialed up for the team, put in little wrinkles here and there, so looking forward to it.
And they've  got a receiver. Looks like he caught a number of passes for a number of yards there. Is that something you're going to focus on, or like you say, you're just going to say true to yourself and play your scheme?
Yeah, something I learned from when I was a young coach at Virginia State. Also, take away the best player. So we plan on eliminating him and just play ball. Outside of that, we want to make sure that we don't leave no holes open and just fly around.
Let's talk about your background a little bit. You came to Apprentice, had a career, finished your career at Virginia State University. Also, you've had some coaching stops at Virginia State. You guys won, what, 2 NCAA championships?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And then you had Christopher Newport here locally, right down the road, and then Lincoln University as well.
Correct.
Talk about your decision. I mean, you've worked your way up down to defensive corner. What attracted you to Apprentice School?
To be honest with you, I love football, love the game. Just as an individual, it's always have steps. Started off as a GA and got a linebacker position at Lincoln University, and I also did linebacker position at CNU as well. Then Coach Brown, Vincent Brown, he came to me. For a while he was trying to get me to come coach linebackers, and then here and there I was going through some things. I was enjoying my time where I was at, and then he presented the defensive coordinator position to me. And as a young 32 male, those positions don't come too easy. So of course I wanted to not just take the position, but also perform well and also leave my individual stamp and mark with the Apprentice and also these young men here at the Apprentice School. At the end of the day, we're playing football, but it's also about enhancing our young men and teach them the right way to become a man, how to become a man, and also handle finances and stuff like that as well. So it's not just football for me.
Well, not only to give you a defensive coordinator position, but he threw that football operations title on too. What entails, or what do you do in that job, football operations?
So football ops, of course, checking in on my guys periodically. I'm in charge of, when it comes to, let's say, make sure our guys are on time for class, they handle their business, also ordering new equipment, reaching out to certain vendors, trying to get some sponsors here and there. Hopefully down the road we work with something with Under Armour or Nike or maybe Adidas, so creating a proposal for them and sending that to them so they can review it and send something back to us as far as that. And just continue to put different pieces together for the team so we can be one whole team and just move in one heartbeat.
Because, talk about football operations, but you've been at a bunch of different schools and worked your way up like you talked about. Apprentice is a little bit different. While it is a college, it's a little bit different than your traditional schools. Your players are going to school, working, coming to practice. Is it a different mindset as a coach, or how do you approach things at Apprentice maybe different from other places?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a different mindset, and just me, even when I was at Lincoln, CNU, Virginia State, to me, a good coach always reach out to his guys, his players, to check on them, and so on. So, in that aspect, to me, it's the same. As far as like a necessary of Virginia State, CNU, Lincoln, yes, the guys they're in class more often, more majority of the day. Then our guys go to class, they also work, then they come to practice. Our guys, I want to say maybe the military academy is probably the only school that probably does what we do. And our players there, I take my hat off to them all the time. I tell them, there's not a lot of people that can do what you do. You may be working on the shipyard, maybe doing some welding or electrical stuff. It's hot outside, then you come out here and play football. It takes a different type of individual, different mindset. You gotta have that love for football, that drive to want to play. So that's, to me, would be the difference. from a regular student and an apprentice. Apprentice, I feel like they can hold their head up a little bit higher, the chest out, because they know that nobody else in the NCAA that really puts in the work like they put in.
Well, Coach, thanks for joining us here on Coach's Profile. Defensive coordinator Nico Rogers. Good luck this week at Brevard, and we'll be watching, guys. Hey, we'll be right back. Go Builders. Hey, welcome back into Apprentice Football Coach's Corner here with Coach Vincent Brown. All right, Coach, here we go. Traveling in a couple days, getting ready game week. The game, for everybody out there, the game is going to be live streamed from Brevard. They'll have live stats as well, so go to gobuilders.com. You can watch all that. We'll put it out on social media as well so everyone can see it. But final thoughts going up to Brevard?
Well, short week, coming off a holiday weekend where our guys, we've been locked and loaded. They're excited about playing football. And the first one got canceled, and this one we're going down. We know it's going to be a great contest. It's going to be some great football. We want everybody to tune in. But we're going to be prepared and ready to go. So we're looking forward to it.
All right, well, Coach, we'll see you. I'll be there. We'll
Chris,
see you in Brevard. Can't wait to see you. Again, hey, thanks for watching this week, Coach's Corner, Brevard Week. We'll recap that game next week and look on as we go further in the season. Until then, go Builders.
Build a nation. Let's go.